is Paul Brown.
I'm Kat Haberkowicz.
And we are the co-creators of the YouTube series Comic Trips. Comic Trips. So we actually...
First date.
Yeah, it started on our first date. The first thing we ever did was go to a comic book shop and toy shop, and we bought an Uncanny X-Men toy, and then...
007 GoldenEye for 2.5 hours.
We went to a local arcade, a retro arcade, and we started playing GoldenEye, and we stayed in there for a few hours. And we came out, and we thought that this was a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, and then it snowballed into let's film it. And then here we are.
We decided one day, all right, well, what would it be like if we put on our iPhones and started recording the stuff that we do? So then we had a brainstorming session for the name, and then she came up with the name. I had some really terrible names, I feel like it was bad, but she came up with the name Comic Trips, and
it kind of stuck from there. It was, Comic Trips.
It was quick. All of the social media profiles were available for that, so we were able to get everything on one. It was meant to be. It was kind of meant to be, and we've been doing it now for 8 months now, 7-8 months in that area. We've done 20 episodes. We just finished up our second season this past Monday before we left, and we are actually here at Wizard World, about 900 miles away from home, very far from home, filming the season 3 premiere.
Lots of corn.
Lots of corn. There was so much corn on the way here. Had no idea there was so much corn. It was ridiculous.
Ohio, you're awesome. Illinois, you're awesome. But Indiana, cool. But holy cow, the corn.
So much corn.
We found that every Ohio rest stop ever is the same thing.
Right.
It looks like a Men in Black cafeteria.
Right. So all the rest stops on I-80 in Ohio, they all look like if the Men in Black headquarters had an employee cafeteria. When you're looking, that's exactly how it would look. They never showed that in the movies, but if they did, that's what it would look like. We did hit a couple small comic book shops and stuff like that. Yeah, and we did Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and then we hit a couple here in the Chicago area. So it was cool. It was fun. We're doing the convention, but we also got to see some local culture, which is what we're really all about. Yep. That's what we did.
Oh, man. That's a good one. Probably it was our vacation to Orlando, and we stopped at a store called Tate's, which was about 500 miles southeast of Orlando. We found a New Mutants number 98. We had our eye on that for a while. We found it. It was in great shape. It was a great price, and that was a nice whale for us.
Well, and what the importance of Tate's in Lauderhill is for us is that was our first real comic trip. We were staying in Orlando, and it was 250 miles each way, so we did about a 450, 500 mile round trip.
We did a vacation in our vacation.
Right, we were on vacation, we went on another vacation in our vacation, vacationception kind of, and that was really what made us think, all right, well, why don't we turn on a camera and start doing this, because if it wasn't for Tate's, we may not have realized that we actually like each other on long road trips and that we get along pretty well, so we figured turn on a camera, and that's kind of really how the whole idea of Comic Trips was born.
What else? Anything Star Wars that I found is awesome.
I found a Silver Surfer number 2 in a dollar bin once before. I was extremely excited about that. It was at a flea market. I was pretty stoked on that.
Here. Actually, I would say here I found a really cool item. I found the George Lucas dressed as a stormtrooper disguise. I was like, let me get that.
We hadn't seen that anywhere for under like $100, $150 or so, and we found it at a great deal here. We found some very cool stuff here already, but the key is you have to get here early. And we're here early because we're exhibitors, so we get first dibs. Toys
R Us Millennium Falcon.
We're looking for the Millennium Falcon Extraordinaire. We're looking for one. Our friends own one. They bought it from the Secret Stash in Jersey. We have our friend that's actually here, not Jeremy, but our other friend who keeps disappearing on us. He owns one. It's in his house. We do not have one. We're on the hunt for one. That's one of our kind of grail items. And it's kind of the ethos behind Comic Trips is that we know somewhere out there exists a barn or a flea market that
with an amazing Fantasy 15.
Yeah, it's out there somewhere. We know it's out there. Somewhere there's a Hulk number 1. Right. We know it's out there, and we've only really been able to hit Jersey and, the surrounding Northeast. This is our biggest comic trip ever, but, who knows what'll happen. We put a lot into this, everything that we do, from the logo to all of the designing to the editing, and everything is all us in-house. We do it from top to bottom. So we put a lot of our heart and soul into this, and who knows what can happen. If it doesn't, that's great. We still enjoy doing it.
Yep, what he said. No, we did Wizard World Philly. That was a big one. And then we did free comic book day at our local mall. But what brings us out here is just the opportunity to diversify ourselves and be like, hey guys, we're Comic Trips. You probably never heard of us before, but... And then for me personally, it's our dollar books. We sell comic books here for $1, and 100% of the proceeds go to the animal shelter. And animal shelters have a hard time getting funding or getting supplies. So I feel like if we can open ourselves up to this many people, maybe we can raise a few $100s for the animal shelter and get some kitties and puppies some food. Because we're shelter parents, and that means a lot to us. So.
We're very caring rescue parents, and this is a chance for us to get out to an area that we've never been before. They said this is the farthest trip that we've ever taken. So, we're 850, 900 miles away from home right now. It's one heck of a road trip. So, we're just trying to get out to some new faces. Like I said, we're just starting out. We're less than a year into this, and it's been going pretty well, but we just have to keep on it. So, we take off of work and make the sacrifice to hopefully make some really cool connections.
It's worth it.
It's completely worth it, absolutely.
Star Wars. Give me all the Star Wars and Kingdom Hearts things.
She's really big into Kingdom Hearts stuff. Favorite Marvel character for her is Deadpool, so she sees anything Deadpool. She's an old school Deadpool fan, though. She didn't come along in the past year and a half like so many other people did. I have a huge problem walking away from anything Back to the Future related. I actually did acquire as well, though. The Uncanny X-Men animated series was out when I was probably around 8 or 9 years old, so I have a very high affinity for the Uncanny X-Men series. I actually found at a booth a couple down, right across the way, X-Men 114, which is the very first Uncanny. So 113 was X-Men, 114 was the Uncanny, and I've been looking for that forever. You gonna sneeze? Okay. So, Back to the Future is my huge thing that I nerd out about. Also, I am still a Hulkamaniac from 5 years old. I'm a 27-year Hulkamaniac, and I actually bought an original backpack from 1991 at a couple booths down as well. So we both each have our things that when we see, we just kind of like...
I'm more specific, where he's like, give me anything.
Right. She knows what she likes, and I also know what I like, but I also like everything. So if I find old Beetlejuice toys, if it's Terminator 2, Swamp Thing, all that stuff, from the late 80s, like 88 to like 92, right in my wheelhouse right there. She's much more specific. If she's not really feeling it, she won't get it, but I'm just like...
Yep.
She puts up with me. That's the best part.
Literally at comic trips everywhere. Like we said before, we were lucky enough to get the handle across the board. So Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Periscope,
everything. We are at Comic Trips everywhere across the board.
comictrips@gmail.com if you want to chat with us.
And our website is comictrips.us.
We encourage our fans, or I don't want to say fans.
Yeah,
we encourage our friends.
We call them friends.
To link up with us, or tag us in their haul photos, or show us what they got, because unfortunately we can't meet everybody, so we want to see what they've gotten. And we've gotten a few people who are like, oh man, I rekindled my love with comic books or action figures because I watched your show, and we get really excited over that. So if you reach out to us and show us your hauls and your toys, we get very excited. So you can tag us literally anywhere, and we'll find it, and we'll geek out with you, because
we love seeing people showing us what they got. That's one of our favorite things. Show us what you guys are doing out there in the wild. Show us the deals that you guys find. And we have a great interaction with everybody on our social media. We have a nice, tight-knit little family of people that we have so far. So, something happens and, it gets a little bigger. That's great, but we are really loving where it is right now. It's cool because it allows us to, interact with everybody.
Yeah. And I love people. People helping.
People helping people.